I shot out of this physical body. I left the earth plane and I was gone. And at that moment, that's when I realized death is an illusion. Like this is what the experience is. You go out of body. We're a soul having a human experience. And so once I was up on this other dimension, I was filled with bliss and joy and happiness, unconditional love. And at that point, you know how I believe in the whole creator God thing. I always, based on my programming and conditioning from religious, it was like a mortal sin to say anybody was God but Jesus or call yourself God. And that moment when I crossed over, I realized I was God. I realized that all of us was God. I realized that I remembered, my memory came fully back. I remembered exactly who I was. I remembered me before this life. I remembered how I created this whole life, how I put all of these signs. You know how we have these messages, these signs, the numbers, 1111, different people coming into our lives, having different experiences. This is something we created from this higher perspective of ourselves. And I truly believe I've merged with that person, with my higher self, or whom I found to be is the creator of all things. And so I began to flip from just different dimensions. I was after being here for so long, wondering about who I was, being tossed to and fro by all these belief systems, for the first time I was relieved, I was happy. I was filled with laughter. I laughed for hours. I was like, oh my God, it's been me all along. I kept saying it over. I laughed, and every time I thought about my suffering and my pain, I just started laughing. I was like, I can't believe I fell for this. I can't believe I really forgot who I was. It was so amazing. I was like, it felt like heaven. I remember there was a point where I was just like, am I dead? I gotta be dead. I was like, I'm dead. And I consciously knew that I didn't have to come back here. I knew who I was. And at first I was like, I'm staying. No. But then I thought, now that I have this conscious knowledge, my life will be better there. And I realized that, part of this experience is to get the experience. I wanted to experience human connection and family and friends and everything. And I was floating around, and there was a point where I was laughing, and I was the laughter. I felt like the whole weight of laughter, floating, flying. I was creating. And I can't even explain to you what the surrounding was like. It was really lots of light. And for my surroundings, and I know people see different things, I saw a lot of pinks, a lot of yellows, a lot of light. And I was so happy. I was so complete. I was so whole. I could never be lonely. And I knew that every person here on this planet with us, I knew that it was all me, manifested in human form, have different experiences. I knew that this whole creation was about a soul having a human experiences. See, God is so great. There's nothing limited about him or her, us, okay? As God, we can come here and we can split up our soul into different individuals to have different experiences. And we could put enough amnesia that we don't know that we're one, that we can have a human connection experience. And it's just like my analogy with water. Okay, I always say God is like the ocean. We're like the waves. If you take a couple of cups of water out of the ocean, it's still water, isn't it? It's not, it's just taken away from water, but it's still the same thing. So you have to think about it. This God's why I say we're gods, okay? This God, this creator is like the ocean of water, who has decided to pour itself in millions of cups to have individual experiences. It was so real. It was so amazing. I'm telling you, I jumped and laughed for 8 hours. I mean, I literally was like, oh my God, I can't believe it.